morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Susan, and welcome to my lovely little hatha yoga class. Now, normally I do a 30-minute class. Today I thought I'd try something a little different. So I'm going to break the class into two parts. It'll be the same class, but we'll do 20-25 minutes, and then I'll stop, and then I'll finish the class on another segment. All right, so part one and part two. Now, before we start, remember everything we do, take it easy. If you're not familiar with it, if it's not going to feel good for you, don't have to do it. Pace yourself and don't be aggressive in your stretches, and please don't force your body to do something that it's not prepared to do. All right, and if it doesn't feel good, you don't have to do it. All right, now the breathing is in through the nose, out through the nose. Long, smooth, complete breath. So just relax. All right, let's see what we can do together. All right, so we always start the class with a couple of minutes of breathing. Pranayama. Prana is breath, pranayama is breath control. And I choose a mudra every class. Now, today I thought we'll start with Gaya Mudra. So the index finger represents knowledge and ability, thumb represents your ego. Together, tip to tip, imparts calm and receptivity. Now, sitting comfortable on your sit bones. If you can, sit cross-legged. If it's uncomfortable, you can sit any way you'd like. All right? Sitting nice and tall, relax the shoulders. Close your eyes if you'd like. Take a nice, long, smooth breath. Continue on your own personal pranayama for the next 2 minutes. Relax those shoulders. Just breathe. Nice, long, full, smooth breath always. Inhale completely. And try to suspend your breath just for a couple of seconds before you exhale completely. Now's the time to drop your day and settle your mind and to set an intention for your practice today. Focus on any situation in your life that needs guidance from your higher self. It's time to lower the heart rate, lower our blood pressure, and lower our anxiety level. Trying to find stillness in mind and body. One more nice, long, smooth breath. And on the exhale, I'd like you to bring your hands together. Now with the breathing, I'm going to try and cue you on the breathing. So when I say on the next exhale or your next exhale is when I'd like you to try and move. We move on the exhale. You can't necessarily follow my breathing, so I have to talk. So we'll see what we can do together. Now, hands together, let's rub them vigorously. Activate that hand chakra. Hands onto your heart center. Close your eyes. Let's take a nice, long, smooth breath together to tune out. Inhale. One more breath. On the next exhale, I'd like you to drop 3 fingers, keep the index fingers together. Take a big breath. And on the exhale, let's come up. All the way. Reaching up into Jupiter Mudra. Let's wake up that physical body. Let's wake up that spine. Reach as high as you can that's comfortable for your shoulders. If this bothers your shoulders, you can reposition your arms and put them anywhere else. Breathing into Jupiter Mudra, which is good luck and expansion, are activated when together focus your energies on breaking through barriers. For one more breath. And on the exhale, I want you to release the hands and inhale into a gentle back bend. Or just reach up to the ceiling if that feels better for you. Reach, breathe, feel that breath. Connect with that breath. On the next exhale, I want you to bring the arms down very slowly, very gently. Always being gentle with the shoulders. Bring your hands right down in front of you. Now from here, I'm going to give you a couple of different ways to do this one here. We're going to focus on leaning forward. So if you want, you keep your hands right here and bend the elbows and lean forward. But those of you who are maybe a little more flexible, if you want to crawl your fingers and reach out further, absolutely. Whatever feels best for you. So we're going to focus on lengthening the spine, releasing the shoulders and the back, all right? So here again, very important to keep your back straight, head level with your spine hinging at the hip. So try not to round your back, all right? Big breath. exhale, either just lean forward, or like I said, for those of you who want to crawl a little further, absolutely. And really lengthen that spine, like I said, releasing the shoulders, really getting a lovely stretch up and down your back. One more breath. On the next exhale, stay low and let's shift. Slide to the left. Now the weight's on the left thigh, right hip on the floor, and reach again. Here, go as far as comfortable. If you're really tight, you can't go very far, that's fine. Listen to your body, pay attention to how you feel, respect your limitations. All right. Really get a lovely stretch onto the right side, the shoulder, and all the way down. Like I said, it doesn't matter how far you go. You should, wherever you are is where you need to be. Put it that way. One more breath. On the next exhale, stay low. Be very gentle with your spine. Let's go all the way to the other side, to the right. Now the weight's on the right thigh. Left hip stays on the floor. Here again, go as far as comfortable. Get to the point where you feel that beautiful stretch. Really waking up the left side of the body, the shoulder and all the way down. Relax the shoulders. Breathe. Feeling the rhythm of the breath starting. The breath is the same. Inhale the same duration as the exhale. Just let it go. Give in to your breath. Let your breath guide you. Now while we're here, I'd like you to release, let's recognize and release the tension we hold in our face. So I want you just to really scrunch up your face, really engage all the muscles, squeeze your face as tight as you can. And on the exhale, let it go. Let your face just go slack. Let all the muscles release and let all that tension filter through your body and sink into the mat for one more breath. On the next exhale, stay low, come to center, and come all the way up. Perfect. Hands on the lap, roll the shoulders up, roll them out gently. All right. Now let's do a very gentle neck stretch while we're here. So sitting nice and tall, hands gently resting on the lap, take a breath. On the exhale, I want you just to turn and look to the left, gently. So this is a very gentle stretch for the right side of the neck going into the shoulder. We're releasing the tension in the neck, releasing, decompressing those little muscles. They're called scalene muscles. Releasing the nerves, the blood vessels. So you don't have to go too far. Very gentle. One more breath. Exhale to center. Let's go to the right. Big breath. Exhale. One more breath. On the exhale, come to center. Perfect. Now I want you to roll the shoulders out. Roll them out, as much movement as you can, forward and backwards. Releasing the tension again into the upper back, the shoulders, but also increasing the circulation into the upper body. All right, perfect. Now from here, I want you to put the left hand on the floor beside the left knee. Now, there's 3 different ways we're going to do this stretch. I'm going to show you all 3 depending on what you have. First of all, the actual position is getting the elbow on the floor without the right hip coming off the floor. So if that's literally too much of a stretch, this is where our little block comes in. Resting the elbow on the blocks, you bring the floor up to you, all right? Or if you don't have a block handy or a thick book or anything like that, just bring your hand out here and you can do the same stretch, just bending the elbow a little bit. You don't have to put the elbow on the floor, all right? So let's go. Left hand into position. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale. Now, elbow and shoulder of the left arm are lined up if the elbow's on the floor. If you're in this position, that's fine like that. Now, when the arm is lined up to the side of the body, so you shouldn't be leaning forward or tilted back. Try to line yourself up as best you can. For those of you who can, you can reach a little bit more to the left. If you find you want to do it this way with your hand on your hip, that's fine as well. Just lengthening the right side of the body. One more breath. On the exhale, right hand to right knee, stay in this position with the left arm. On the exhale, I want you just to push away gently on the right knee, bring the right shoulder a little closer to the left knee. You can bend the elbow a little if you'd like, or keep it straight. You don't have to go far. This is an upper back stretch. Keep that breath going. One more. On the exhale, bend the elbow, stay low, come to center. Come up very gently, moving your body slowly, carefully, and very gently. There's no rush. It's not a race. Let's go to the other side. If you're using your little block, take it with you. The block, again, you can put it any way you'd like. All right, let's go. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale. Just relax, breathe. Go as far as comfortable. I don't want you to feel like you have to force your body. And like I said, don't be aggressive. You can make those little adjustments as you go along. You can find a place that feels good. If it's a little too intense, back up a little. But keep that breath going. Follow the breath. One more. On the exhale, left hand to left knee. And on the exhale, push away. One more breath. On the exhale, bend the elbow, come to center. And come up very slowly. All right, wonderful. Hands on the lap. If you want, roll the shoulders out. Roll them out whenever you feel you need to, and that's going to help you releasing the tension in the shoulders as well. Let's do a nice Sufi roll. So let's, hands on the lap. I want you to inhale, press the chest forward. Exhale as you roll to the left, little half circle, exhaling to straight spine. Again, inhale, press the chest forward. So this is working some abdominals, some obliques, muscles in your back. Relax the shoulders again to the left. The arms are completely relaxed. Inhale, forward. Exhale, roll. Just let your arms go limp. Let's go to the right. Inhale, press the chest forward and just roll. Roll. Follow the breath. Again, inhale. Just roll. Sufi roll. Very calming. Again, last time to the right. Inhale and roll. Perfect. All right. Back to straight spine. Okay. Let's get into our butterfly. Let's start moving our legs a little bit. Let's release those legs. So into your butterfly or bound angle pose. Now make sure there's room between the heels and your groin area. So this is a nice stretch for the inner thighs, the pelvic floor, groin area, for the buttocks, releasing the tight buttocks, and a very gentle hip opener. All right, so from here, 2 different ways to do this. If you find sitting like this is as far as you need to go or want to go, just rest your arms on your legs, but keep your back straight. Just hang out here, relax, and breathe. But if you want to go a little deeper, hands onto the ankles. You can lean forward, gently pressing on the knees, all right? Very important, either way you're doing this, to keep your back straight, head level with your spine, hinging at the hips. I don't want you all curled over. Keep that back straight, all right? Big breath. Exhale. Now, if you're leaning forward, you don't have to go far as you like or as comfortable. Don't put a lot of pressure on the knees. Focus more on leaning forward as opposed to pressing on the knees. All right. Butterfly or bound angle pose. One more breath. On the exhale, come up very, very slowly. All right, hands on the knees, bring the knees together, and I'd like you to very gently open up. Let's release those legs. Let's get the kinks out of the legs finally. All right, this is our nice V split. Now, toes pointing up to the ceiling, which is a nice calf stretch, hands in front. Now, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna lean forward. So either keep your hands on the floor, bend the elbows, or those of you who are a little more flexible, you can reach as far as you'd like. Again, the back is straight, head level with the spine. Now, this particular stretch is for the hamstrings. The back of the legs, this is a stretch for the knees as well, and the calves, all right? So go as far, even sitting, even leaning forward a little bit, you should feel this. So take it easy. Big breath. Exhale. Now, in this position, however you set yourself up, I want you to pay attention to how your knees and your quads feel. They're probably locked up and they're tight. Let them go. Try to relax them, all right? Come back to the breath. That's the same breath that you've had 10 minutes ago, the same breath you have now, the same breath you're going to have in a few minutes. Pay attention to the breath. If your breath changes, if it becomes labored or if it becomes too quick or you forget to breathe, then you have to stop, think about what you're doing, the position of your body, and how you feel. Come back to the breath. One more. On the exhale, come up. Slow. All right, perfect. Hands on the knees, roll the shoulders out if you need to. Let's do the same stretch. Now this one here, I'll show you this one here. Now you can keep your hands on your thighs or your knees and just focus on leaning forward if you'd like. But if you'd like, you can slide your hands down, and if you can reach your toes, you can do that as well. Again, the back is straight, head is level with the spine, and trying to relax those knees and those thighs. Ready? Big breath. Exhale. Just relax, breathe. And those of you who can touch your toes, if you want an extra stretch in your upper back, you can point your toes. One more breath. Exhale, come up very slowly. Like I said, it's not a race. Gentle. All right, perfect. All right, let's get those legs together. Very slowly, bring them together. So we're going to do another nice little stretch here. So this one here is called our seated fish pose. So sitting nice and tall on your sit bones. All right, so being aware of your posture, legs together. All right. Now this one here is specifically for the chest, the pectorals, all right, and opening up the rib cage. So hands along the side of your hips with a straight spine. Take a big breath. On the exhale, bring the shoulders up, roll them back, slide them down, shoulder blades together. Breathe. Now bring the shoulder blades together. You don't have to ram them together. Bring them together as tight as you can, but we're focusing on releasing the chest, the front of the deltoid, front of the shoulder. This is opening up the rib cage. Lots of room to breathe. Opening up your heart center. One more breath. On the exhale, shoulders up, forward, down. Hands onto the lap. Counter pose, caterpillar. Big breath. On the exhale, if you can, forearms on the legs. Just bow your head around. That's all, just like this. So this is called our little caterpillar. This is one version of the caterpillar. So it's just a counter pose. So it's resting the chest, lengthening the spine. On the exhale, come up. Perfect. And roll the shoulders out if you need to. All right, so now from this position here, we are in our staff pose. So this is a nice neutral place, and anytime during the class when we're doing things on the floor, if you need to stop or relax or rest for any reason, you can come. This is one place you can come. Now sitting nice and tall on your sit bones, being aware again of your posture, relax the shoulders, and I want you to point your toes. Point your toes, all right? And I want you to reach out with both arms, bring them down a little lower so we focus on the forearm, not so much the shoulder. Make a fist. Bend at the wrist and just slightly turn out to the baby finger. Breathe. So this is a nice stretch, releasing, decompressing the extension muscles along the top of the forearm into the wrist and into the hand and the fingers. On the next exhale, straighten hand, open fingers, bring them up. Tip of the left fingers with the right hand, gently bring it back. Very gentle, you don't have to go too far. And keep those toes pointed. Point those toes at the same time. Releasing the flexor muscles, wrist, hand. And on the next exhale, other side. Breathe. Bring yourself right here, right now in this moment where nothing matters but how you feel, where you are, what you're doing, and that breath. On the exhale, release. Now, release the feet. Just relax the feet, all right? Let's do a nice little finger exercise. So I want you to bring your hands up. Make sure that you're nice and tall. Relax those shoulders. Let me show you quickly before we go any further. What we're going to do is you're going to bend at the first joint and then go to the knuckle, big knuckle, and then a very loose fist. And then we'll work our way back up. So just moving a little bit of range of motion, releasing those tight finger joints, lengthening and stretching the finger muscles, all right? So sitting tall, follow the breath. And then when you get into a very loose fist, you can wrap your thumb. A loose fist, you don't have to have a tight one. And then slowly and up. And when you bring them up, stretch them out. Lengthen those fingers. Really feel a deep stretch into the palm of the hand. And then relax. Let them go limp. Let them go limp. And I want you to round the wrists. Just round the wrist. Let your fingers go nice and limp. Round the wrists. releasing the wrists, slow and gentle. And then I want you to shake the hands out, release the tension in the hands, fingers. Perfect. Hands on the lap, roll the shoulders out. All right, let's work our way down to our ankles now. So we're gonna do some ankle circles. So I want you to open up your legs just a little bit here. Now the position of the arms, if you want, you can lean back, or if you want to have your hands along the side of your hips. All we're gonna do is little circles in, little circles out. Now when you do this, I want you to try not to wiggle your legs. If they move a little bit, not a big deal, but not wriggling all over, all right? Focusing on the ankle and the lower leg muscles. And ready? 3 in, 3 out, nice and slow. Let's go. Inhale around. Exhale, pause, and then go again. Stepping away from momentum. So this way you have some form of control. So you're not just doing little willy-nilly circles, all right? Around. Focusing on releasing, articulating the ankles, the muscles in the foot, the toes, and engaging lower leg muscles as well. Around. One more. Around. And that's it. Relax, relax your legs. All right, let's work those toes. All I want you to do now is just play piano with the toes. Try to articulate them as much as you can. Really move them around. And if you want, you can do little circles. If you want, let's add the fingers and just kind of move them. Play piano with your fingers. You can round them a little faster if you like, but keep your breath slow. All right, from here, let's get into our table. So onto our hands and knees. This is where my little pad comes in. Now, I always supply little pads like this. It's just a Pilates mat that I cut up. If you need a little extra cushioning for your knees or your wrist, you can use a thin towel or a thin blanket or a very thin pillow if you'd like, to make yourself a little more comfortable. Now, into our table, checking your alignment. Ankle to knee, knee to hip, knees are hip distance apart, elbows, shoulders, wrists lined up. Head is level with your spine. Ready? Let's do some cat and cow. Inhale up. And on the exhale, let's arch the back, chin to chest, belly button to spine. Try to relax your thighs. If they're tight, let them go. Follow the breath. Let's coming up into your cow. Exhale into the cat. Arch the back, lengthening the spine. This is a wonderful stretch for your upper back, your lower back. Stimulating digestion and elimination. Let's go. Breath in motion, meditation motion, cat and cow. When you finish your last set, bring yourself to straight, neutral spine. From here, if you need to shake your hands, release your wrist, you can do that. So we're going to do a nice little hip opener here. So this one is called the frog or the tadpole. I'm going to show you both. You decide on what feels best for you, depending on how your hips feel, if they're a little tighter. Now, ultimately, we're going to come down onto the forearm, just like this. Now, depending on how your hips are, if you can't get your knees very far apart, leave them where they are or open them up a little wider, doesn't matter. That would be your tadpole. For those of you who have nice loose hips, you can open them up as wide as the mat would probably be the best, the maximum. Any wider, you might end up on the floor and it might be a bit slippery. If you're nice and wide, make sure the ankles are lined up to the knee, being aware of your alignment, keeping those knees safe. Come down on the forearm. Arms are nice and lined up, bow your head. You don't have to put your head on the floor. This is frog or tadpole. This is a gentle hip opener, releasing the pelvic floor groin area, the buttock, the lower back as well, but focusing on our lovely hips. One more breath. On the exhale, come up very, very slowly. Bring those knees together. All right, we're going to get up to mountain from here. So we're going to come all the way up. Bring yourself up nice and slow all the way. Let's get off the floor for a while. Shake the hands out, shake those legs out, roll the shoulders out. All right. Now, Mountain Tadasana. This is another neutral resting place. So when we're doing our standing sequences or vinyasas, if you have to stop for any reason, you can come here. Feet are nice and anchored to the floor, standing tall, being aware of your posture. Let the arms hang down. Let's take a few breaths into our mountain. One more breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale all the way. Inhale into a gentle back bend. Now preparing for ragdoll, take a breath. On the exhale, swan dive, hinging at the hips, soften the knees, come down and hang out. Now if this is going to make you dizzy, come up halfway if you need to, all right? Anytime we have our head below our hips, those are called inversions. So be very careful on how it makes you feel. This is a wonderful full body stretch. Make sure the knees are soft. This is lengthening the spine, stretching everything out, letting gravity pull everything down. Ragdoll. One more breath. On the exhale, bend the knees, come up very slowly, reverse the blood flow. All right, and roll the shoulders out. So from here, I'm going to pause, and then I'm going to come back, and we're going to finish our sequence, all right? So just stay put for part 2.